Now the carburetors have been stripped down, bathed in an ultrasonic cleaner, scraped clean, and put back together. They are now ready to be put back on the bike. Let's go over to the bike and slap them on. Just kidding. I know everyone is waiting to see some carburetor porn and to see how gross these carbs are. I want to thank everyone who subscribed to my channel. It really helps me stay motivated and continue making these videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel and click on the bell so you're notified. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Now back to the carburetors. I'm going to start by saying this is the first set of mechanical carburetors I've worked on. I have a lot of experience with CV carburetors, but not these types. That said, if you're going to tackle a job like this, you want to make sure your area is clean and you stay organized, because there are a lot of parts to these carburetors. In order to keep making these videos entertaining, I decided not to do a step-by-step video, and I feel that that is documented well on other channels like Classic Octane. Check out his video for an in-depth breakdown on the carbs. Let's take a look at some of the work that I had to do to get these carbs to where they are now. All right, here I got the carburetors on the bench. Doing a look over, trying to work the slide, see if I can break it loose. Quickly realizing that that is stuck. Taking the caps off. These caps were stuck, so using a razor blade, I was able to get that between the cap and the carb body, able to pry that off without really damaging anything. Flipping the carbs over, removing the screws that hold the bowl on. Here you can see that the bowls do not want to come off. I ended up using the flathead part of the screwdriver to easily pry them apart. Once apart, I found the devastation. Look at that mess. It's like black syrup. Each one I pulled apart seemed more and more gross. Disgusting. Probably the worst carbs I've ever seen. Here I'm working off the bracket that holds the main jet into the carb. Here I'm removing the caps. Under these caps, there's a spring and a little retaining rod. Be sure not to lose these. Lots of little parts here to lose. Now I'm unscrewing each individual carburetor from this rack. And then very carefully trying to separate them. This was a lot of trial and error. Not super easy, but they came apart really without breaking anything. Those that made it this far and are paying attention will see that the floats have been removed, which was no easy task considering the condition they were in. And they're all soaking in my ultrasonic cleaner. Now over to the ultrasonic cleaner, pull out the float bowls, and you can tell they're going to need some more cleaning. Drop in the carb bodies. Here's where I spent a lot of time, just scraping all that gunk out of the carburetor bowl. These were soaking for a while. Patience is your friend. So is a flathead screwdriver and a Brillo pad. I have to say they cleaned up nicely though. Okay, here I am pulling the slide out, removing the two bolts that hold the slide in. If you're wondering why I am taking the slides out after I soaked the carburetors, it's because they were seized in the carburetor and they needed to be soaked in order to loosen up all that gunk. Did a lot of work off camera. There's no reason to show you the same procedure for each carburetor. Here I am just cleaning the carburetors with carb cleaner, making sure each hole is cleared before I start reassembly. So I didn't even bother trying to clean the jets I just ordered a new kit. Here you can see I'm taking the bowl gasket and stretching it a little bit over this glass jar. This is going to help me glue it in place. Start with the emulsion tube. Then put the main jet in, then the pilot jet. Put the needle seat in, the retaining clip. I'm giving that retaining pin a little bit of oil for the float. Alright, here I found this trick online using a little bit of crazy glue, believe it or not. Put a drop in the groove, put your O-ring in, let it adhere, put another drop in the corner, work the gasket in, and then just do this all the way around. It really works well as long as you're not messy. A small little drop goes a long way. And there you have it. Don't forget to install that jet retaining clip. That seems like an easy piece to forget. And we're doing the final assembly on this carburetor, putting the slide in. And the rest I did off camera. All right, so these carbs are all put back together. I got a new fuel line on the carburetors. So let's put them on the bike and see if they run. All right, so once I turned on the fuel, had a little bit of fuel leak coming out of the bowls, a little bit of tapping on the bowls, cured it right up. I don't have the airbox all the way on yet, but I figure this is a good point to stop and see if it runs. Firing on all cylinders. All right, she runs and idles all by herself. That's going to wrap it up for this video. After sitting for 30 years, this bike once again is running and idling. With that issue out of the way, I can focus on the next one, which is going to be that gas tank. Stay tuned for the next video where I try and clean out all that rust out of that fuel tank. Thank you for watching.